What is going on, you guys? I am back with another video. Today we're going to take a look at the Transformers Age of the Primes Transformers Animated Ratchet. So before we get to this, let's go over the box. It's this nice shot here of Ratchet in his robot mode, his ambulance mode, Transformers Age of the Primes. On this side you have a really nice big shot of his robot mode artwork. On this side is the Pantheon with Onyx, Amalgamus, and Quintus. And on the back is your obligatory product, shots of the figure, what his accessories do, and his transformation steps. So that is it for the box. In the box, you do get, me moving the camera, you get his magnets from the series, done in white with some silver paint. And you also get a handful of his toy accessories from the original deluxe animated Ratchet. So you have his hammer, focus, you have a wrench, I think, or a knife. No, that's a wrench. And I think these are knives. I don't know. But here is Ratchet. And it wasn't obvious. He is a repaint, retool of the Legacy United 5-pack version of, well, not just the 5-pack version, but it's a repaint, remold of Earthrise Trailbreaker. And he looks really good. They really did. They really brought animated Ratchet to life with how he looks. He's got his nice Autobot symbol here. He's got his headlights. The solid blue windows, which I like. Yeah, he's missing a little detail here and there in terms of paint apps. Like, I'm looking at the animation model right here, the truck. These headlights down here should be painted or picked out in paint. There should be some black here on the cable line, but otherwise, he looks great for being a Trailbreaker retool. Now, you can store his weapons all across the figure. He's got 2 ports in here. That is specifically, apparently, for the hammer and for this accessory. Otherwise, you can plug in 2 down here at the bottom of his chest, 2 here on the side, or up here on the top. But we're not going to do any of that. So, we're going to bring him in. We're going to compare him to... Let's bring in his Legacy animated brother that we've got so far. Who's the most recent? Yeah, I'm going from. So here we have Legacy Evolution animated Prowl. Let's see how they look together. Bike and ambulance, never good scale. Here is Legacy Evolution, or Legacy United animated Bumblebee. See how they look together. Mind you, my Bumblebee is a bit customized. And with Legacy United animated Optimus. The animated crew is coming together very nicely. We just need a bulkhead. And then finally, here he is with the 5-pack version of Trailbreaker. Just so you can see how similar they look. From what I can tell, the tires are the same. The windows are the same. Actually, I think the whole torso... Nope. The whole window is a brand new piece. Never mind. So, there's that. So now we're going to take Ratchet and go into his robot mode. Well, we are back with robot mode, and he looks really nice. Despite a couple discrepancies, but some things I can get over. Now I'm looking here at the animation model and comparing to what we got with the toy. Despite being a G1ified version of his design, he still looks pretty faithful to Transformers Animated. So let's get a close-up look at Ratchet's head sculpt. Very nice, very accurate to animated. Wish the little vents on his face would have been picked out a little bit more in paint, but it's fine. They gave him his busted horn. Nice paint on his little old man stubble on his face. But yeah. So if it wasn't obvious, Hasbro took a cue from the mods that were out and about during Earthrise Trailbreaker and Legacy Hoist, or Earthrise Hoist, and so they took half the panel off of his arms, so that way Ratchet didn't have all this truck sticking off of his arms. They molded it to his feet, which I really love. Articulation-wise, his head's on a ball joint. Arms can do a full 360. They can go in and out. Bicep rotation, elbow bend, wrist, waist. The hips can go forward, back, in and out. Thigh, knee, and do the transformation. Double jointed knee. And the foot is on a pivot, or on an ankle tilt. So, Ratchet can get pretty posable. Now, like I said, I have a couple of discrepancies with robot mode, and that's just kind of some of the, because of all the red and the white on him, his design has black on it. It's just not very present in robot mode. Like, there's supposed to be black here under his knees, black on his feet, in between his feet. His wrist is supposed to have some black in it. His fingers aren't painted white. And these sit here on the back of his shoulders versus the side of his shoulders. But this I can get over. The amount of black he's missing, that bugs me. But yeah, so you can give him his weapons or his tools. You can give him that thing and the hammer, so he can fix some things or hit some Decepticons. Or you can take that and a screwdriver. I don't know. Now according to the box, hold on. How do these store? Okay, so according to the box, I'm supposed to take this off, and that stores there. This goes here. Get on there. So he can store all his weapons or tools back there. Personally, I'm not gonna display him with any of the tools because outside of when he was on Omega Supreme, he never used them in battle. We can give him his magnets. Those just plug into his wrist. I'll say these are a little snug plugging in. Yeah. So now he's got his magnets, so he can supercharge things or zap things, whatever you like. Oh, there he is. Get these out of the way. Take them out. And let's do some comparisons. Alright, so we're going to start with, again, Legacy Evolution, Animated Prowl. This is mainly just animated, so you can see how he scales with Prowl. He is, well, since he's the Trailbreaker mold, he's going to be a head taller than, since he's, the Trailbreaker mold, he's half a head taller than Prowl. Here he is with Bumblebee, and I think that's perfect with Bumblebee, just because B was the smallest member of the animated Autobots. Here he is with Optimus. They look really good together. Now we're just waiting on a Bulkhead. And finally, here he is with Trailbreaker. You can see what is similar and what is the same. Mind you, my Trailbreaker is modded, so I did the mod before Hasbro officially did this with Ratchet. So on my Trailbreaker, I cut half of the door thing off because it sat here, and I glued half of it to his leg. So Trailbreaker can feel different from Hoist. And I think it works really well on Ratchet. Well, there is that. Now just bringing in the animated bots again together thus far. Prime, Prowl, B, Stand Up Prime. You can see we're getting there with the animated Autobots. We said we just need Bulkhead now. Give us a leader class animated Bulkhead, and I will consider my collection, my current generation's remake of animated done. So there is that. Well, overall, what do I think of Age of the Primes animated Ratchet? I think it's pretty cool. It's weird that we're getting like the Prime Wars the Unicron trilogy stuff is getting perfect 1-to-1 redos, whereas other stuff is kind of taking a hit and combining the aesthetic with Generation 1. But I think Ratchet is a pretty good amalgam of animated and Generation 1. I mean, unlike Bumblebee, who I think is pretty perfect in stylization, Ratchet blends in pretty well with the rest of the animated figures that they've done so far. And I can't wait for more animated stuff to come out in the next year. After the listings we got for Slipstream and Lugnut, I am very much looking forward to it. So, with that being said, this has been the review of the Transformers Age of the Primes Deluxe Class Animated Ratchet. I want to thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys later.